Now what we have here is I build my case, and I'll show you. And yes, I do take a long time because all of this is right out of my head, and I'm only going to make this video once and I'll post it. And these are my thoughts and the theory of how it was done. Now in the beginning, when man was first starting, he could have said, now I have 5 fingers on this hand as you've seen. He could have gone up to a friend and said, how many do you need? Well, 2. And that person would understand they need 2. Then we had writing, where 1 plus 1 equals 2. We write down what we need and we hand it to somebody. Or 100 plus 9 equals 109. Now I could go on and on with multiplication and everything else. But decimals, no, you can't do decimals unless you're a genius. It's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my life. Now after we did this, we went to a calculator where 1 plus 1 equals, and it would say 2 right there if the battery worked. Now the Quipu, as I'm building my case before the jury, first of all, we have to look at it as a pattern, standardized pattern tool. What is constant about this form of communication? It could say whom, what, why, where, when, and how many. It could. Now I don't know if they do, but it could. First thing is standardized. They have a standardized, they have a base rope, let's just say, which all the rest of the strings come off of. The rest of the strings in the pattern, standardized, are approximately the same size. They're not bigger or smaller than, all these main strings are the same size or diameter. And that's two clues. So if you couldn't read or write and you had to take information to another human being, you had to take it there. You had to go and take the information to the other individual and have them respond. In order to run an empire, it requires information. It's like when you go to war, if you knock out all of the enemy's communications with all of their units, you've basically broken up the whole army. So they must have had a communication system. And the communication system could have changed in time, because we don't know how long it lasted. Remember, we think of everything in time, 12 hours, 24 hours. But remember, they didn't have clocks. They couldn't read a clock. Time to them was different than it was to us. Because we want everything solved in an hour. We want everything done right now. And that's where our 21st century, 22nd century mind is deluding us from what they saw. This is what they saw right here. A bass string and strings coming off. Now we have to figure out how it worked, because they knew how it worked. Next video.